Hi, Year 5, so we're going to go over the answers for Guess the Object. The first one was, of course, a doll's house. In wealthy homes, nannies looked after the children in the nursery. The day consisted of lessons, games, walks and meals. Children were brought up with strictness and were often expected to stay in the nursery when their parents were entertaining guests. Nurseries in wealthy households were full of toys, from dolls and dolls' houses to spinning tops, rocking horses and tin soldiers. Toys and games were respectable and reinforced the values of Victorian society. Poorer children often made their own toys or bought cheap penny toys from street traders. Dolls' houses were cherished toys and were often passed through the generations from mother to daughter. Dolls' houses like this one helped girls prepare for their role of running the household. The next one was, of course, a camera. Now, entertainment was an important part of family life for both middle and working classes. The middle classes had means and the time for evenings out and hobbies at home. Families spent many hours at home in the drawing room, where they received guests and gathered to play music, read, enjoy games and talk. The working class saw games and entertainment as a way of escaping their repetitive routine of continuous hard work. And the invention of the camera meant photography became popular during Victoria times, and families posed for portrait photographs against formal studio backgrounds. Not quite the same as how we would take a selfie today, though, on our mobile phones. The next one is a washing machine, and this is what washing machines looked like during the Victorian times. Middle-class homes in Victorian Britain would have not survived without servants to do their work. Some homes only had a single overworked maidservant, while others employed a whole army, from housekeeper and butler to the lowest paid kitchen maid. Some men went into the service as butlers, coachmen or gardeners, but most servants were women, and servants worked from between 15 and 18 hours a day, with only half a day off per week, and meals and lodging included, but the pay was low. So actually a servant, someone who was working in the kitchen, might only earn £5 a year, whereas a butler might earn between £15 and £20 a year. Clothes were washed by hand in a tub or in a washing machine like this one. The handle was turned to move the clothes around inside, but like a modern washing machine, it was much slower, and at the top they would run the clothes through to get rid of the water. The next one is a Hoover, and this is what Hoovers used to look like, or a vacuum cleaner. Life was hard for maids in Victorian homes. Without appliances such as washing machines, vacuum cleaners and electric ovens, everything had to be done by hand. This included cleaning and lighting the kitchen range, emptying the slop buckets, scrubbing steps, washing clothes, cleaning the entire house. However, the Victorian period brought with it new machinery and new forms of power, such as electricity. This technology led to the development of various domestic appliances, which made the household work a lot easier and faster. Gradually, these appliances replaced servants, though many rich families still kept servants until the 20th century. Now, maids brushed carpets and stairs by hand until the vacuum cleaner was invented, and this is one of the earlier vacuum cleaners from the Victorian times, from about 1889, which blew the dust out rather than sucked it up. So the maid would hold the bit where the tin was and push the handle in, and it would blow out air. And to be fair, it would just make your house a little bit more dusty than actually get rid of the dust. And the last one was, of course, a student's desk and chair. At the start of Queen Victoria's reign, there was no government-run schools and no law saying children had to go to school. Sons of rich families went to expensive public schools. They were taught classical subjects like Latin and Greek and educated to become leaders and statesmen. Little girls were taught mainly by a governess at home. Free church-run or charity schools provided education for the poor, but many parents could not afford to let their children stop work to attend. This meant that few working-class children had any formal education. But by the end of Victoria's reign, however, the government had recognised that working people needed an education and made all children attend school until they were 13 years old. Students at the sat in wooden desks facing the blackboard. Discipline was strict in Victorian schools and talking was forbidden. So as you can imagine, our classrooms wouldn't really fit into the idea of what Victorian life was like, would it?